Alright, so let's take a look at this card right over here. Dread Crew Scavenger. 2 mana, 2/2 pirate. Death Rattle. Add another friendly pirate that died this game to your hand. That is cool. It's a resurrect effect only for pirates. I really like that. I think that is very interesting. So it's one of those things, like, it depends on if there's one-drop pirates that maybe you'd want to bring back. And obviously the same thing like with Resurrect, sometimes the more weaker the minions you have in your deck, the weaker Resurrect becomes because it gets diluted with weaker creatures. So I can actually see this being like a late game play where you played like a really big pirate and then you drop this dude and you kill him and then you get another big pirate back. But it's not bad on turn 2. You know, it's 2 mana, 2/2. Ain't bad. You know, and if you did have a 1-drop that died, it's not bad to drop this, kill it, get the 1-drop, and play that with a 2-drop. You know, regain the tempo, so to speak. It's cool. This is neat. Yeah, I think it's a really interesting card. Evidently, the Dread Crew is all about death and death rattles. That's cute. Cool card. 2 mana, 2/2 is... I think you do need to give it a little stat, like, nerf, because the Death Rattle, I think, is really good. But it adds it to your hand. So it's not like it's resummoning it on the board. That would be OP. You know what would be neat? Maybe you could change the mana cost on this. You could make it a 3 mana or a 4 mana 2/2. Which summons a friendly pirate that died this game to the board. Putting a friendly pirate in your hand, I think, has less value unless there's some really sick battle cries with pirates that I'm not aware of. Because you could just make this a 2 mana 2/3. Like, I don't think the Death Rattle is so powerful that it needs a stat reduction. Because it goes into your hand. But I guess getting a 1-drop pirate back is pretty nice. I don't know. It may not need the stat buff or the stat reduction on this. I think you could just make it a 2 mana 2/3. I think that would be fine. Because what if no pirates died? Right? Like if you're playing this on curve and no pirates died, then you know, it's not that good. But if you play it late game, you still, you see what I mean? Like, the effect is so delayed. You have to play this. So that takes a turn. You have to kill it. That takes another turn. Then you have to play the other pirate. Then that pirate can attack. So that pirate, the pirate that you get from this guy, can't attack for 3 turns. So I don't think this effect is so powerful that, that it would require a stat reduction. If you wanted to increase the mana cost and make this a 3 mana 2/2 or a 4 mana 2/3, and then Death Rattle, summon a friendly pirate that died this game, I think that would be fine. I think that would be worth the stat reduction. But I think this effect in this case is not so strong that it requires a stat reduction. I do think it's very cool. It's a very neat effect, and it does put it back in your hand, so it gives you card advantage and would play towards a late game strategy, but I don't think it needs a stat reduction, just in my opinion. Yeah, stupid good late game though, right? I can totally see that. It's definitely not an early play. Check the legendary draft. Oh, is that coming up? Okay, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Let's check out the next card though. Dread Crew Ferryman. 5 mana 5/5 Battle Cry. Give a friendly pirate Death Rattle. Add the last card your opponent played to your hand. Ooh. That is cool. Oh, wow. I like that card. Give a friendly pirate Death Rattle. Add the last card to your opponent played to your hand. Wow. I like this play. I really like this mechanic. Oh my god. That is cool. your opponent can play around this in a sense that they could play like a 1-drop and then kill off the other pirate. But they would need like a board or some sort of removal. If they need removal to do it, then you're getting a removal card back. So you're actually maintaining card advantage because of that. If they can kill it on board, they have to remember, what was the last card I played? If the last card I played was powerful, then they have to play a weak card and then kill the pirate in order to avoid this effect from being so good. And you still get a 5-mana 5/5. Wow! This card is sick. And it's so much intricacy. I love cards like this. Pirate Priest, totally the new meta alpha, right? I love cards like this. I love the idea of this. What I think is really cool about this particular card is that it requires your opponent to think very intricately about their turn. They have to figure out ordering. They have to figure out who I'm going to kill first. They have to make sure they don't use specific cards before they kill this specific thing. And then a lot of the times, this 5/5 is going to live because you can't really afford to let the other pirate, the one that he gave this death rattle to, live. Ah, that is so cool. What a great card. And I love the stat line. The stat line is perfect, right? But the thing is, and this card sucks if you don't have a board. But if you don't have a board, it's still a 5-mana 5/5, which is nice. But it's not OP. This could even be a 5-mana 4/5. Maybe. No, 5-mana 5/5 is good because you're not always going to get the Battle Cry off. You're not always going to have a pirate. Wow. Ooh, this one with the this one combos really well with this guy, because then you could give 2 death rattles, right? And then you would get a card in your hand, and then you'd also get another pirate in your hand. Ah, that's sick. That's a really cool combo. I like that a lot. That's really cool. Ah, that is so cool. I love this card. I love this card. It's only a rare? Sweet. I'm gonna get it in my arena drafts too. Is this a common? This is a common. It should be. Yeah. Ah, that's really nice. That's really cool. Ah, I like this card a lot. I like this card a lot. Very, very intricate thinking. Any card that forces your opponent to think very intricately about their turn, I think is really good. Any card that like mind fucks with a player, I love that. Oh, that is so cool. All right, let's move on. Call of the Dead. Resummon 4 friendly pirates that died this game. Drop the random from the wording because it obviously is random. Yeah, it's random. 4 friendly pirates that died this game. Ah, awesome. What a good card. Yeah, really good card. Love it. You know, I loved it before. I love it now. Like, what's great about this, right? It seems like a lot of the priest pirates, like he's got a death rattle. He gives death rattles, you know, so I wonder if death rattle pirates is going to be sort of a theme for priest, and it makes a lot of sense. You know, resurrection and death effects and things like that, I think are really cool. And this card, Call of the Dead, it's such an uber powerful play on turn 7. Because in all likelihood, you're bringing back at least 1 or 2 death rattle guys back, making your board incredibly sticky and incredibly hard to deal with. And that's the way priest decks should be. They should be slow, grindy, very, very difficult to deal with, hard to kill minions. And this card is going to make that. And that's what's really cool. But what I like, too, is it's not a body itself. It's not like N'Zoth. Like, one of the things I think that makes N'Zoth really strong is you get a 5/7 body and all these death rattles. So even if your death rattles are just fucking loot hoarders, you still have a 5/7 you have to deal with. What I like about this card is it could summon a bunch of cheap pirates. Then who cares? 1 board wipe, they're dead. Right? But it could summon a strong pirate and a couple other weaker pirates. You know, a 6-drop pirate, a 5-drop pirate, whatever. And because it's random and it brings them back, I think it's thematically very good, but it's also something that can be countered. Like, there's still counterplay with this card. Blizzard should totally consider these. All right, Dread Captain de Mesa. Okay, 1, Hottie. 2 mana, 2/3 taunt. When a friendly pirate is destroyed while you hold this, return it to your hand and summon the Mesa. Is the Mesa in here? Okay. What's the Mesa? Oh, I get it. I get it. So if a friendly pirate is destroyed on board, then that gets returned to your hand, and then this thing gets summoned. Oh, it's like Patches, but it's a taunt. Oh, that is sick. You could put down summon this. When a friendly pirate is destroyed while you hold this in your hand, when you hold this, return it to your hand and summon this card. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, man. And then if you bounce this, oh, wow. I don't know if priests have bounce effects. Probably not. I guess you could useful brew this. That's neat. That's really neat. Oh, whoa. Whoa, you're right. Now, Dread Crew Scavenger, add another friendly pirate that died this game to your hand. If that thing dies, you get a pirate in your hand. You summon this. It has taunt. You have the Dread, and then you can play it again, and then you can... Oh, wow, what a combo. That is a really cool combo. Oh, wow. I love that. And it's cheap, too. Right? It's cheap. This card would combo off itself. Huh. So let me see if I can think of the combo. You have a random pirate on the board. It dies. Dread Captain de Mesa gets thrown out. Then you play this guy. Add another friendly pirate that died this game to your hand. And then that guy can bring back Dread Captain de Mesa when it dies. So there's a 50-50 shot to bring back this one if you play that. Oh, that's so cool. So you could infinitely have it. Yeah, when another... It wouldn't fit the card text field? Oh, okay. Yeah, because you have to go with another friendly pirate, because then this guy could just keep looping over and over and over and over and over and over again. And yeah, you don't want that. You want it to be a one-time thing. I mean, otherwise this card is just OP. Very cool. I love this effect. It's like the Patches effect. I think there should be more of this, but it's from hand, so it's fine. Patches is OP because it just summons it from the deck. This is good because you have to draw it. And then what it does is it bounces that pirate back into your hand. See, and this is what I was talking about, like with the bounce effects. Excellent card. Really great card. Perfectly designed. I love it. And it's got taunt. Awesome card. Really, really good. Every time I've looked at your cards, Dennis, they've been really well designed. So let's take a look at this guy. Dark Fiend Trickster. 1 mana, 1/3. Battle Cry. Cast Shadow Form. Ooh. That's neat. And then you can cast Shadow Form later to get the 3 damage attack. That's cool. I think 2/3 taunt is fine. 2/3 taunt is fine. No, it's good. 2/3 taunt is fine because if you have it in your hand, right, and you play a 1-drop pirate, and then they kill the 1-drop pirate, you get the 1-drop pirate back, and then the 2/3 comes out, and now it's blocking it as taunt. But even later on, you know, the fact that it has taunt and is just a solid 2/3 body is good. You want that because you may not always get the effect. The effect is not necessarily always going to happen. Excuse me. And it should just have normal vanilla stats in that sense. No, 2-3 is totally fine. I like this guy. This is really cool. Slightly... the stat distribution is really good. Right, 1-3 for 1 is totally fine. And you get Shadow Form. Good card. Neat card. I'd put in my Highlander... maybe Highlander Priest decks to get additional Shadow Forms. But even if you doubled up on it, right? You could double up on Shadow Forms and get like a 4 damage attack. That's the one thing you'd have to figure out. Is this guy, if he casts Shadow Form and you cast a 3rd Shadow Form, does that make it 4 damage or does it keep it at 3? If it keeps it at 3, I think this card is fine. If it allows you to go up to 4, that might be too good. The hard part is, though, is you're playing a 1 mana thing for something that should cost 3 mana. So this allows you to sort of mana ramp. This might be better as a 2 mana card. I think if this was 2 mana 1-3, that'd be better. Because the effect is so powerful. Yeah, I think having Shadow Form on turn 2 is way too strong. Because if they play a 3, even if they play a fucking 2-3, you hit it for 2 damage, you trade this guy in, and now you're way ahead on board. I think 2 mana is better. 2 mana 1-3 is better. Yeah, for sure. I think this is a little too strong. It's, you know what this is similar to? It's similar to like the Cabal Lackey, but the Cabal Lackey only puts a secret. This casts it. It doesn't take it from your deck. You don't have to have it in hand. And the stats, there's no negativity to the stats. I think this should be 2 mana. Maybe even a 2 mana 1-2. Because getting Shadow Form that early, guaranteeing a Shadow Form, that's big. That's really big. I think a 2 mana 1-3 is probably fine. Alright, let's move on. 3 mana, Mind Corrosion. Deal 4 damage to a minion. If you're in Shadow Form, destroy it instead. Ooh, neat. I love the interactions with Shadow Form here. I think that's really cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. Plug in my phone real quick here. I love the interactions with Shadow Form. I think those are really cool. Sure. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. It's still worse than Hex. It is still worse than Hex. It is still worse than Hex. That's what sucks. It's conditional, too. Right? And it can only hit a minion. Well designed. If this could go face, it'd be OP. Because then people would just use it to go face, and that's it. And then you combo with Prophet Velen, and you have a nice OTK combo. I love that it interacts with Shadow Form. I love that it's... I like that it's only to a minion, and I think that makes it fair and makes it fairly costed. Yeah, cool card. Really cool card. What I like about this is it now starts to make Shadow Form Priest a thing. And that is something that should be happening. That's a mechanic that has not been pushed by Blizzard, and it should be. So, I like that. I like it. All right. Vizier Wheelbreaker. Vizier Battle Cry. Swap control of this minion with an enemy minion. So you give them a 4/4 and then you get whatever. Wow. I like that. I like that a lot. Hang on, let me move that up just a bit more so you guys can see it. There you go. 6 mana, 4/4. Wow. I like that a lot. I think that is the perfect stat line, too. If you play this on turn 6, right, then you're taking their 5/5, their 6/6, and you're giving them a 4/4. So, yes, that's better, but it's not that bad. You know, you're not like crying. But if you save this and you take their Ragnaros, their Tyrion, whatever, you're still giving them a 4/4. So that's not a bad penalty. So this card is actually way better than I think it is. My concern is this card might be OP. And swap control of this minion with an enemy minion. See, you get to choose. That's what's really hard. I think this is actually undercosted. So, okay. You got to think about it this way. This is mind control, and you're giving your opponent a 4/4. So, the question is, how strong is it to steal your opponent's minion and give them a 4/4? I think 6 mana is too little. I think this should be 7 or 8. I think 8. I think this should be 8 mana. I mean, yes, you're giving them a 4/4, which is a somewhat significant penalty. But by the time you hit turn, you know, like the later turns this goes, the less of a penalty it is because you're stealing a minion that is so much stronger. So that's kind of my concern, is that you giving this to your opponent. I guess you can increase the stats too. Maybe make this a 5/5 or a 4/6. That could work. Yeah, I think 4/6 is good. Because 5/5 forces you to think about it. Right? That is a significant threat. 4/4 is not a significant enough threat. And you're just like, what? Alright, I'll just take their Sylvanas. Who gives a shit, right? I'll just take their whatever. You know, you can take something really powerful and not really think about it because it's like, so what, I just give them a 4/4. Whereas giving them a 5/5 forces you to think about it. Or you gotta go, okay, is this worth it? Alright, yes, I'm getting the Ragnaros, but I'm giving them a 5/5, and that 5/5 can go face on me next turn. Right, that is something to think about. You could make this a... Yeah, I think a 6 mana 5/5 would be perfect. Because it does force you to think about it, and it's also... yeah, it forces you to make a decision, and you realize that this guy has the opportunity to go face when you end your turn, because he's going to be on your opponent's side, and then he's going to get initiative. So... I think making this a 5/5, or even a 4/5, I think would be fine. A 4/5, I think would be fine as well. Whichever you decide is better. Yeah, I forgot it has initiative. It having initiative is pretty big, too. Cool card. I love the design. I think it's a really great idea. And it could potentially just be terrible, right? You could be giving them a 4/5, or a 5/5, and taking a 2/3. But then you would just hold this in your hand. You know what? I think this is actually statted fine. I take that back. I take it back. Because there'd be a lot of situations where this card is just crap. Where you'd be sitting there and like, I don't want to give him a 4/4. Like, giving him a 4/4 could be an upgrade, too. And I know this costs 6 mana, but it punishes big minions. It is severely punished by your opponent flooding the board. By your opponent spreading out. So I take it back. I think this is statted fine. I think this is statted fine. Cool. All right, let's move on. Crushing Waves. Deal 2 damage to all minions. If a minion died, repeat. Oh, this is neat. This is really neat. This is so cool. It slowly but surely wipes the board. Ah, that is really cool. That's really cool. See, what's cool about this card, too, like, if you have an Acolyte of Pain, you get 2 draws from this card. Like, it has to... Well, I mean, assuming it kills a minion. It only deals 2 damage, so it's like a Consecration. And then it keeps going, but it affects all the board. It affects both sides. So I think it's fair. This is really good if you have a lot of Death Rattle minions that you're trying to get the Death Rattle to go off on. Right? Like if you have a lot of Death Rattle set up on your side of the board and you're just trying to get it to go off, like this card is really cool for that. Ah, I like it. I like this card a lot. I like this card a lot. I think this is really cool. Ah, that is super neat. Yeah, yeah. Great card. Well designed. That might even be OP, honestly. It might be. You might want to make that 5. I don't know. Touch of the Divine. If your deck has no duplicates, restore 20 health to your hero. Whoa. Well, it's like Reno. Again. You don't get the body. You don't get 30 health. What would that be worth? If this is Forbidden Healing, you would get 8 out of this. 20 health to your hero. Wow. That feels OP to me. But it can only affect your hero, so it's not like it can heal other things. I wonder if this should cost 5. Or maybe just restore 15 health. 15 health sounds fine to me, right? Half your life total. 20 health? Wow, that's so much. I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, sometimes you're not going to use it to heal 20 anyway. Right? Half the time you're going to use this and it'll just heal 10. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. You're not always going to be that low. Like, you're not always going to get full value out of this card. And it can only heal your hero. You can't use it to heal somebody else's hero. You know what I think this is good for? And you're right, is what I like about this is once Reno's gone, the Reno effect is gone too. So everybody needs something like this. Can you make this a potion? That would be cool. If you made this a potion, that'd be neat. Right? Because then everybody would still have access to the Reno effect. Yeah, 15 health is probably too low, since the other one already deals 12. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. It only hits the hero, and it's a replacement for the Reno effect. I think it's good. Yeah. And that way you don't have to make another Reno either. The question is, can other... Well, the other classes will have access to it if they use the Cabal Courier. Okay. Okay, I think that's cool. I think that's neat. Ah, the Priest Legendary. Wow, that art is so cool. Six mana, 6/6. If your deck contains no duplicates, your mind hero powers restore an equal amount of health to your hero. Ooh, cool. How would I word that differently? Battle Cry. If your deck contains no duplicates, your hero power heals your hero an amount equal to damage dealt? Oh god, I don't know how to fucking I don't know how to word that differently. If your deck contains no duplicates, you heal an amount of restore health equal to the damage done by your hero power to your hero. If your deck contains no duplicates, comma, restore health equal to damage dealt by your hero power to your hero. I don't know if that fits. The effect is fucking awesome, though. What a great effect. What a cool legendary. This is awesome, and it works with a shadow form. And it totally works with Raza, the Chained. Ah, what a great card. This card is spectacular. This card would make Shadow Form Priest legit. Love it. Love it. So cool. Really, really cool. Ah, this card is fantastic. And it's a 6/6 body. Fuck yeah. Really great card. Because you can Raza on 5 and then this on 6. Ooh, what a combo. What a combo. This would make Priest really strong. And I like that it works with the hero power and it's inspired from cards that already exist and already combo. Fantastic card. Really cool. Really well designed. All right. That's cool, man. Dennis, thank you, bro. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.